Hola, hoy vamos a hablar de conjugar. So today we're going to start getting into our verbs and we're going to talk about conjugating. So what is conjugating? Well, conjugating is basically changing a verb to show who is doing that verb and when, in what time frame they are doing it, okay? So who is acting out the action and when, what tense. So this would also be our subject in a sentence. The who would be our subject. And the when, this would be our tense. Okay, in Spanish we call it a tiempo. So you can also think about it as the time in which it is occurring. Okay, so that is conjugating. In English, this does happen. A lot of people think, well, in English we don't conjugate verbs, but we do. Okay, so if I have a verb like dance, this isn't telling me who or when or anything yet. So if I put my subject in front of it, if I put my who in front of it, she, all of a sudden it can't be dance anymore. She dance. I'm going to sound like Tarzan. I'm going to have to add an S on the end. She dances. Now this is telling me who, she, the S, because I need that if my subject's she. And when it's happening in the present. She dances. Okay. Now, however, if I wanted to put this in the past, I would say she danced, right? I'm adding this D that shows that it's in the past. Sometimes we add words in front when we are showing our changes. For example, we would say, I will dance, right? Adding will in front is a way of conjugating, okay? We could also say I would or might dance. That is a different type of conjugation, okay? Or I am dancing. There are all of these ways that we change verbs to show who is doing them and when they are doing them, okay? So that is what conjugating is. So what does that look like with a verb in Spanish? So let's take a look. So we're going to be talking about a few little terms here. And the first one is infinitive. Okay, or infinitivo. An infinitive is a verb that ends with an R in Spanish. Now, when you want to know how to say a verb, and you go to the dictionary and you look it up, you are going to find the infinitive of that verb. Okay, so let's go back to dance. We're going to say bailar. Bailar is an infinitive. Now, an infinitive is a verb that does not have a tense or a subject. Okay, so bailar literally just means to dance, right? Like, me gusta bailar. I like to dance. Okay, it does not have a subject, nobody's doing it, and it does not have a tense. It's not happening in a particular time frame. So it's called the infinitive. So conjugating is going to be the act of changing this infinitive. Okay, so if I take bailar and I want to say that, so I kind of equate this to a math equation, right? So we have our infinitive and we need to factor in our subject. And we also need to factor in our tense, right? When is it happening to get our end product? So we have bailar. Let's give it a subject. We're going to say that my subject is, we'll just do ella, and our tense is the present, presente. Okay? So what we would do is what many Spanish teachers like to call chop and shop. We chop off our ending, the AR in this case, and we shop for the new ending, which would match up with ella and the present tense. So oftentimes in tenses you'll find like these tables, and so you'd have an o, as, amos. Some people include vosotros, ice. Some people don't. It's optional because it's only used in Spain. And then we have on, okay? And so we would chop off the AR. We'd go, okay, yo to ella, and we'd add on our new ending. So we would end up with baila. baila. Okay, so ella in the present is going to be baila. The best way, though, to actually learn this stuff is just learning it in context, and you'll come to recognize what's right and what's wrong. But I will have a series of videos going through the entire present tense and how to chop and find the right way to change a verb based on its infinitive. Okay, so I would have baila for she in the present. Okay, so if I have a different, let's say I have a different subject, I have a different tense. Okay, let's pick the subject of nosotros. And let's talk about the future tense, futuro. Okay, so in the futuro, we actually add on to the end. So this would be the equivalent of saying will in English. We will dance. So I'm going to take my verb, bailar, and I'm going to give it its new ending, bailaremos. This is we will dance. So all I'm doing is I'm taking this infinitive and I am changing it to show who and when. That is conjugating. Okay? And like I said, I will have future videos that talk about how to conjugate in the different tenses and with the different subjects. Okay? So what is conjugating? It's giving a subject, let's go with I, which in Spanish is yo, and a tense or a time period, a who and a when. Let's do the pasado. We have two past tenses, so let's do the imperfecto, which is our general past tense. It's repeated, an action that's been repeated. So, bailaba. Okay. Once I have my verb that shows me the subject and the tense, we call this a conjugation. It's the noun form of the verb conjugar, right? Conjugation. So, what is conjugating one more time? It's taking our infinitive, taking our regular verb, our root verb, and giving it a subject and a tense. That is conjugating.